akin to Jaiswal and Rahul restoring sanity in terms of Test cricket on the second day at Perth after 17 wickets fell in crazy cricketing madness on day one. The restoration is akin to, as I said, to what Sircar and Abhishek Bachchan do in a film called I Want to Talk. I Want to Talk is the real life story of Arjun Sen based on his book Raising a Father. First things first, Abhishek Bachchan is there in an amazing performance of a man suffering from laryngeal cancer, 18 surgeries, just 5% of his stomach remaining. His performance at a time when most mainstream actors are talking about six packs, and this includes the likes of Rajkumar Rao, Khurrana and the rest. This man makes bold, puts on weight, shabby weight, and proves that he is essentially an actor done in by the system. Unlike many Nepo kids who've made it to the top, this man lineage has been his undoing. My heart goes out to this brilliant actor. It could be a comedy Dhoom, it could be the anger that he shows in Gumar, it shows the negativity in other films. His Yuva, Mani Ratnam film Guru, all are indications of what great acting talent this boy has and how little mainstream cinema has used. Coming back to I Want to Talk, is about Arjun, a man who survives 19 surgeries to tell a story of being a cancer fighter. At the first diagnosis, the doctor gave him 100 days. He survived 10,842 days before he kept his tryst with death. An amazing story of the human spirit. Starts off typically of a single parent in the United States. He's a big time marketing genius, bullshitting, as he would himself say, marketing itself. He talks about interesting concepts of marketing till one day at a presentation, the first signs of death begin to crawl. He's diagnosed with cancer. He breaks down, unable to understand that his zeal of life is just ticking away, and maybe in another 99 days, life is a story of the past. But he's made of grit, he's made of sterner stuff. Like his doctor, played by Jayant Kriplani, Dr. Jayant Dev, says much later in the film, he's battered, he's beaten, he's bruised, but he's functional. What the doctor doesn't say and what the film really does is that he's not just functional, but that he's got the spirit. He's got the spirit to say, I'm going to die, but never say die. I think it's a casting coup of sorts that Shoojit chooses to have Abhishek Bachchan as the protagonist. Not a moment does Abhishek call wrong. Sircar makes his mistakes, not Abhishek. Somewhere down you have a feeling that Sircar is trying to drop at the public his acquired knowledge of cancer and surgery, and they get to be sometimes a tad technical and moral. But as long as the storyline sticks primarily to the battle of Arjun with death and cancer, and his relationship with his daughter Ria, initially as a child played by Pearl Day, and later by Ahilya Bamroo, the relationship, the subtleties are unparalleled. Every cliche in the game is eschewed. You would have thought you would have had the wife coming into the story, trying to make up when she knows he's dying. There's nothing of that sort. You would like to believe that their family members, friends, overdoing the story and stealing from the brilliance of the survivor. Nothing of that sort happens. You would like to believe that typically the daughter is all soft, nice, sweet because she knows her father is dying. Nothing of that sort. She's the normal kid. She's a kid who's a product of a broken marriage, spending 4 days with her mother, 3 with her father, and with baggage. And then she blossoms into an adolescent girl in foreign shores with all the cultural challenges that come with it. Brilliant. She borders on being as good as Pooja Bhatt was in Daddy. This film, I recommend for those who have gut, those who have the empathy for suffering and are not sitting to watch catcalls and cheap falls. As I said elsewhere, 2 weeks after Bhool Bhulaiya 3 and Singham returns for the 3rd time, it is redeemingly hopeful that our cinema still has some hope. All is not done yet. It's indeed unfortunate that the footfalls are very, very, very small in compare. Maybe there is a cinematic malignancy in the choices we make. Hopefully men like Sircar will gather the time, the wherewithal to still continue to make such good cinema. 2 hours and 2 minutes is all that Shoojit took through Abhishek Bachchan to tell us what suffering is, what death can be, when it's constantly knocking at a man who in about 4 years has 19 surgeries and still runs some marathon. He says doctors are like God. The only difference is God doesn't make you sign unnecessary papers. There are some amazing statements on whether trying to convince somebody is emotional manipulation. They play with the word manipulate beautifully in the film. They play with the concept of what is an average between a 5 and a 2.5. Is there a 2.5 average reality? There are no averages, is what they say. And this is no average for them. Go for Sircar's I Want to Talk. And talk about those who have had the gumption, the gut to fight cancer. It's a far more empathetic film on the subject than any I've seen in recent times. I unhesitatingly recommend the film. Go for it. I acknowledge Abhinav and Dattu for reaching this to all of you through technical support. Goodbye.